Welcome to week 7 of this week-by-week pregnancy series. Each week you can expect to hear about physical changes, psychological challenges, tips, and experiences to help you along in your journey. Hey everyone! Welcome back to The Belly Blossom. On this channel, I help new mothers on their journey into motherhood. If this is your first time here, consider subscribing to join this growing community of mothers-to-be. You are 7 weeks already, which means you are almost 2 months through your pregnancy, and that much closer to meeting your little baby. Since last week, it has doubled in size and is now the size of a blueberry. It is quite likely you're feeling tired from all of the energy it's taking to grow this baby so fast. Your baby's liver is functioning well and is producing red blood cells until the bone marrow can fully take over that job. Other main organs, such as the heart, the brain, and the kidneys, are developing very quickly for their specialized roles. Most of the development this week is happening on the head. Brain cells are growing at an exponential rate. The mouth and the nose are very distinguishable, and even the tiny calcifications that will later be teeth are developing beneath the gums. Your baby's arms and legs are starting to look more human-like, with joints developing, distinguishing the shoulders from the arms and the hands, and the legs from the hips and the knees and the feet. With very few physical changes to the outside of your body so far, most people will not know that you're pregnant. The only real noticeable physical change on the outside, other than bloating if you have that, is the change in your breasts. The pregnancy hormones estrogen and progesterone are in full force, increasing blood flow and circulation and fat deposits to the breast tissue. They can be very tender to touch, and you've likely grown a whole cup size already. Time to get a new bra? Here's a tip for you. Your breasts are going to grow way more than they have already, and you don't want to buy multiple bras. I made the mistake of buying a really expensive bra in my pregnancy when my breasts were bigger than they normally are. My tip for you is to buy these bra strap expanders. You can buy them in different colors, as well as they can have 2 or 3 clips depending on the type of bra that you have. I'll list a link below so you can check out the price and more details. As your cup size is expanding, so is your rib cage, and a bra that's too tight can feel very uncomfortable. If you're finding that your breast tissue is sticking out of the top of your bra, then it's time to buy a new one. I recommend not spending too much money, but the most important thing is that it's comfortable. Since your breasts are tender, you don't want anything too constricting, and I found that underwires create a lot of extra pressure and is very uncomfortable. You've probably noticed that your nipples are changing as well. The part around the nipple, called the areola, starts to darken as well as the nipple starts to protrude. Although breastfeeding your baby seems like a really long ways away, your body is just starting to get ready for that purpose. I mean, what else are breasts for? Some women also experience food aversions, meaning foods that they normally like, all of a sudden they hate the smell and the taste of them. Quite often, this can be meat products such as chicken, beef, and pork. I've read that this is the body's natural way of protecting your pregnancy because meat sometimes can have bacteria in it that can make us very sick, especially if it's not cooked properly. I remember one day smelling chicken being browned in a frying pan. I instantly felt nauseous and sick. Ugh. For about 2 weeks, I did not want to smell chicken at all or eat it. Luckily that went away because that is one of the main proteins in my diet. I am not a vegetarian, but if you are, then you don't have to deal with these meat food aversions. Which reminds me, are you aware of how many grams of protein you should be eating every day? I'll talk about your diet next week. These food aversions are very common and usually don't last very long, but for some women, they can last throughout their pregnancy, even into the postpartum phase. There's a couple psychological challenges this week I wanted to talk about. With so many things on your mind, being pregnant can be overwhelming. My tip for you is to focus on one thing from your to-do list each week. This week, the most important thing to think about is whether or not you would want to have a doctor or a midwife to deliver your baby. Check out my video, Doctor versus Midwife, where I discuss advantages and disadvantages of each to help you make an informed decision about which is right for you. It's important to make this decision early in pregnancy so you can see the doctor or the midwife for all of your prenatal visits. As if all of these details running through your mind are not overwhelming enough, you may also be experiencing mood swings. You can blame the pregnancy hormone estrogen for your dramatic swings from laughing one moment to crying the next. Believe me, ladies, it's totally common to cry in the most awkward places. These emotional moments can catch you and your partner off guard, so be prepared that it can happen when you least expect it. Like at the movie theater when I cried 3 times in 1 hour, or walking downtown in my home city crying seeing a mother and daughter walking hand in hand. Some days I was a total mess, and trust me, you will be too. But don't let these emotions get to you. It's totally normal. You're pregnant. And soon, when your pregnancy secret is out, you'll have something you can blame it on. I want to hear in the comments below the ridiculous things that made you cry. If you liked this video, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week for week 8 on the Belly Blossom.